United will win in a flash.
Just do what you can.
I had practically no idea what to expect when going in to play Dissidia Final Fantasy NT, having paid little attention to the previous games in this spin-off series, and having only a real passing interest in the main Final Fantasy series myself. So no, probably not the best person to go and preview Dissidia. And what I found is baffling, disorientating, and yet somehow absorbingly brilliant in its own peculiar way. Having appeared in the arcades in 2015 and now set for release on PlayStation 4 in January of 2018, it throws off the limitations of the PSP games and transforms from a 1v1 battler into a frantic 3 vs 3 brawler, featuring many of the most iconic characters from the Final Fantasy series. This build actually had 24 in total, and this includes the likes of Cloud, Ishtola, and Lightning. There's a degree of common ground with Overwatch in how they've all been shuffled into archetypes. So there's powerful vanguards, more agile assassins, long-ranged marksmen, and the more unique and individual specialist class. With teams of 3, it's best to find a good mixture of these archetypes, with marksmen being great against vanguards from a distance and so on. If you've got a well-rounded team that knows how to have each other's back, you should be onto a winner. At least that's the theory, but the practice is unashamedly chaotic. Just getting around the arena and keeping track of the enemy is a struggle in some ways, not helped by the messy UI from the arcade version, which is, to be fair, due to be replaced or refined between now and release. You can run and jump around with your camera locked to any of your 3 opponents, but getting around quickly is all about the long dash move, which lets you fly around the map at speed for a good 10 seconds or so at a time, until your stamina runs out, that is. Only being able to lock onto one enemy at a time means that you can easily be chasing someone around for half a minute and then getting sucker punched from behind by an enemy that managed to cut you off with a ranged attack or simply snuck up on you. The UI does try to let you know when you've been locked onto, but it's so messy and unclear in the heat of the action. Getting used to the movement is one challenge, but the actual combat is a whole other kettle of fish. You have 2 main types of attack: a brave attack which saps bravery from your enemies and adds it to your own meter. Eventually you want to try and pump this number up enough that you can then turn all of that bravery into an actual damaging attack, with the aim of knocking someone out and trying to take away one of the other team's lives. There's an almost Super Smash Bros. Vibe to this, as the damage ebbs and flows back and forth, but players can stay in the fight and recover despite having taken a ton of damage. The key to being good at the game is learning the different characters and how to make use of their attacks and skills. Even within a particular archetype there is plenty of variation, and flipping from Cloud, having just got used to playing as him, to try out Sephiroth, that left me feeling completely cut off from the fight once again, and I then struggled to maintain a distance when battling with a marksman character like Ace. On top of that, there's multiple battle sets to choose between for each character, and this puts a different spin on things. Going back to an example that I actually got used to, it turned Cloud from a very, very close range brawler to someone with a little bit more range. If you're tackling the game in multiplayer, you have some basic communication tools mapped to your D-pad, which allows you some form of collaboration if you're not partied up. It's definitely not something to be underestimated in a game like this, and it is a nice conclusion for those who don't have a lot of gaming companions, or simply want to spam stupid messages at friends. Pushing a direction while attacking or being mid-air changes what your character actually does, turning a basic flurry of a sword into a diving attack, for example. Gradually building through this are a handful of abilities, 1 HP attack and 2 EX skills, which could teleport you right into the heart of the action, pull off a much more powerful attack, boost your teammates, and so on. Timing is everything with all of this, especially with close-ranged Vanguard characters, and you really need to be able to judge when the best time is to hit the attack button, or you'll just simply be wasting your efforts. Rounding things out is the ability to summon one of the gods or giant creatures of the many Final Fantasy worlds to come and roam the battle for you, boosting your team and hunting down your enemies. Summons are achieved by filling the summon gauge with breakable summon cores appearing around the arena, which you have to smash in order to gain enough power. Once filled, you need to hold the touchpad, stopping whatever you're doing while you try to bring these deities into the fight. Even after nearly 2 hours of playing the game, gradually going through all of the systems and trying to learn how things work before we started actually battling, I still feel like I've got only a very tentative grasp of how to actually play the game effectively, let alone be good at it. Typifying this, I remember breaking an enemy player's bravery enough that I could kill them with a damaging attack, only for them to turn tail and flee as I chased them Benny Hill style around the arena, until one of my teammates died and we actually lost the match by a single elimination. Dissidia Final Fantasy NT might be almost completely incomprehensible to start with for newcomers in particular, but I definitely felt like I was getting the hang of it by the time we stopped playing. Dig deep into how it works, and there is plenty for fans of Final Fantasy and madcap online brawlers to get to grips with. So yes, it's crazy and it's baffling, but you know what, it's pretty great as well. Thanks as ever for watching our video, and we promise that by the time we get to review this, we will put it in the hands of someone who's a bit more familiar with Dissidia and Final Fantasy, more importantly perhaps. You can also catch our preview over on the 6th Axis, and we've got plenty more gaming reviews, news and other good stuff for you to check out. But before you go, please remember to like, subscribe and share this video with others. Hopefully we will see you again soon. Goodbye!
Pleasure to meet you. But I never lose. This must be a ruse.